Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are diving into a truly extraordinary story about a 12-year-old boy named Arjun. We're going to explore how his incredibly simple idea completely cut through the noise of a busy, apathetic world and sparked this massive, real-world impact. If you have ever wondered just how powerful a beautifully crafted narrative can be, well, you are definitely in the right place. Okay, let's jump right into this by asking a question that perfectly frames the profound power of storytelling and human resilience. Can a single folded piece of paper really change a whole city? I mean, it sounds almost like a fairy tale, right? But as we'll see, when you embed a compelling story into even the smallest, most mundane objects, the ripple effects can be absolutely extraordinary. All right, setting the scene with part one, the cold, ignored corner. Just picture this stark, almost heartbreaking contrast. On one side, you have Arjun's daily reality. He's a 12-year-old boy sitting out on a freezing winter evening, just trying to sell his small handmade paper stars. But then, look at the city's reality on the other side. The streets are packed, the people are frantic, and everyone has somewhere super important to be. They are completely ignoring him. Most people are walking right past without even a single glance. Some are just in way too much of a hurry, and honestly, others simply don't care. As the sun goes down, our young protagonist is just left sitting there, whispering to himself, maybe tomorrow will be better. It is literally the ultimate picture of isolation within a crowded city. Which brings us to part two, a mother's bright wisdom. So this is where everything shifts. Every single night after work, his mother waits for him with a warm smile, and she always tells him this exact phrase: the brightest stars shine after the darkest nights. Now, these aren't just empty feel-good words. They really sink into his heart. Her wisdom provides him with the exact framework of hope he needs to gather his strength and actually face the ordeal of the next day. Let's look at the pivot in part three, the message inside. Equipped with that deeply held belief, Arjun makes a major, game-changing decision. Instead of giving up, which, let's be honest, most of us might do, he wakes up before sunrise and makes even more beautiful paper stars. But here is where the magic really happens. Step three. He carefully folds a tiny handwritten message inside each and every one of them. He completely pivots his approach here. He's no longer just trying to sell a random piece of paper. He is packaging a story. He's sharing a literal piece of himself with the world. So what did he write? He carefully placed this incredibly simple but profound sentence inside every single star: never stop believing in yourself. By doing this, he transformed an ordinary paper star into a vessel for a narrative. It wasn't just a paper craft anymore. No, it was a physical manifestation of his own mother's encouragement, directly passed on to a total stranger. Let's see what happens next in part four, the ripple of hope. You know, the rapid escalation here is just mind-blowing. On day one, a young woman buys a star, opens it, and smiles for the first time in weeks. She takes that personal story straight online with the caption, "A little boy reminded me not to give up." Boom. Suddenly, the story escapes that cold street corner. By day two, thousands of people are talking about these mysterious paper stars. It's spreading like wildfire. And by day three, the narrative reaches a famous businessman who actually stops in his tracks to read one. It perfectly proves just how fast a little boy's reminder not to give up can go totally viral when it actually connects with human emotion. And this brings us right to the climax of our story. The famous businessman stops, quietly reads the paper star, looks directly into Arjun's eyes, and asks one very simple, direct question. Did you write this? When Arjun nods yes, the businessman delivers this absolute truth bomb. He says, "You didn't just sell me a paper star, you gave me hope." He recognized exactly what Arjun was doing. He wasn't participating in a simple commercial transaction anymore. He was trading in the currency of hope and storytelling. That one tiny spark ignited a massive return. Because of that interaction, the businessman invites Arjun to speak at a community event, drawing people from all across the city. When he speaks, the audience gives him a standing ovation. And the long-term effects? Incredible. That once quiet, freezing street corner where he was entirely ignored becomes famous. Months later, children are actually gathering there every single weekend to create their own paper stars and write their own messages of hope for strangers. One small act of kindness, one simple narrative shared, completely transformed a place of isolation into a citywide movement of connection. Standing on that stage, holding just one small paper star, Arjun shared his truth with the crowd. Life doesn't change because of luck. It changes because you keep trying, even when nobody believes in you. He showed them all that by actively shifting his narrative from despair to relentless hope, he changed his entire world. And that leaves us with part 5, the moral of the story. Because sometimes, just like Arjun proves so beautifully, the smallest light really is enough to brighten the darkest night. Real success, it doesn't begin with money or status or luck. It begins the very moment you decide not to quit. It happens in that definitive, crucial moment where you decide to rewrite your own script, ignore the coldness of the world around you, and just push forward. So I want to leave you with this final lingering thought. Arjun used a tiny piece of folded paper to change the narrative of his entire city. So what about you? How will you write your own story of resilience and start a ripple effect today? You have your own tools, your own unique voice, and your own story to tell. I highly, highly encourage you to figure out how you can fold hope into absolutely everything you do. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you next time.